This episode was called The Devil's Lunch.
Yeah. Also, I told Will while you were in the bathroom, but Charity Wakefield, who plays George, was pregnant in real life. That is why she's gone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel better about that. I was going to say, I was like, weird instinct that if keeping the two of them to keep him. It's not unwelcome, but...
Well, the good news is that now I definitely feel like she'll be back eventually.
I thought that we might pull that.
But I was like, her dress is... I was like, are they doing her dirty? Why is her dress fitting so weird? She was 8 months pregnant filming those couple episodes.
It didn't feel final, so I felt like we were going to see her again.
She'll be back for sure. I think it would actually create a lot more fun narrative stuff too, because I think he's going to kind of move on while they're apart.
They were in a place of, I have enough faith in all of the talents involved that they would come up with something, but they were in a place of sort of, not redundancy, but like it was a little stale. Yeah. So
I'm excited. Also, congratulations.
So the Devil's Lunch is what the Ottomans refer to as cunnilingus. Yeah. I wanted to mention that we've been getting interesting title cards.
They're very cool.
They're clip arty in like in a posh way, not in like a cheap way. But they're a different character each time.
In every episode, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was her, it was Catherine, and then it was Peter, and then it was George, and this was Valmentov.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was Elizabeth, but I think you're right.
It's Valmentov, yeah.
No. George.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that was George. I was like, man, you need to get your eyes checked. I think it was George because it was she was like, the kind of thrust of the episode.
So we did open up with a very sweet, I don't know that this could be accomplished, but a very sweet and amusing scene of Catherine attempting to masturbate
on a chair. Yeah.
The methodical nature in which she was approaching the chair from the side.
Yeah. Well, it had like a swirly like brace. I get it.
Well, I was going to say, do you appreciate these frank explorations of female sexuality?
Plus, it's like, because she was trying to touch herself, but there's a huge baby in the way and you probably can't get the right angle on stuff. I get it. I get it.
But she's still having dinner or breakfast rather with Peter. They had I didn't fully get the first or the second scene. She gave them all homework. They like had to read a pamphlet or something.
She's trying to make the court smarter. She's trying to make
okay.
She's trying to make them not be all frivolous idiots. She's trying to, Versailles had the fall of Versailles hasn't happened yet, but she's trying to fucking avoid that. And everybody's just like, reading.
She's that is a direct quote. She's doing too much.
Of course she's doing too much, but it's also just like,
one could argue it's a Catholic special.
The thing is it's not even necessarily she's doing too much. She's doing the right thing in the wrong way, and no one she's not doing it correctly.
It's very
for
eat
these
your vegetables.
People.
They're good for you.
Exactly. If she could like put on a play of like these ideas or something, and that's the thing why Peter's like, well, I'm fun and no one likes you, and it's like, well, there's like she just wants them to be better, but she's going about it wrong, and they also all fucking suck.
They are all really terrible.
Just the worst.
So we did have Ambassador. Well, we did have Ambassador Sundick.
Man, pour one out.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Were we not meant to understand yet?
No, you 100% are meant to understand. He likes Catherine, and he was going to support her back in the Ottoman Empire. But Peter can't have that. He needs war so that she could be unseated.
Oh.
He is convinced that he is getting his crown back. And spoiler alert, because this is history, he's not.
I did not follow. Well, I liked Sundick.
Yeah, he was great.
It was very interesting.
And they didn't even get to fuck.
I wanted to see it.
Me too. I thought that mustache
I wanted to see where the rest of it
was good for more than just being magnificent.
But the hunting thing was great. And
so funny.
I love stuff like that where people are like, like in life, it's like, well, I mean, what is cheating?
Yeah.
If not a more efficient way to get the job done.
Her whole thing was she was like, wouldn't you want a ruler with a strategy? And it's like, yeah, man.
And to have cheated, fucked up, and still been able to charm your way out of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, is that not a vote of confidence as well?
Yeah. I do hate that he like gave the task of killing them to Arcady and
it's a wonder
Tatiana.
It got done.
No kidding. I cannot believe they successfully followed through on this plan. She like had a little.
Does anyone else hate them, or is it just us?
I mean, they are entertaining, but they're worthless. Totally worthless.
We also forgot to mention that Valamentov has been banging Svenska.
Yeah.
Which I thought to be more genuine than apparently it is.
On her part?
Yeah.
I mean, he did shoot her husband in the head.
Did that happen last?
No, that's the guy he shot in the head in episode 1. That was her husband. That's
yeah.
I didn't actually clock that and put it together till this episode either, but I was like, oh shit. So yeah.
Okay.
She like I mean, she sincerely wants to fuck him, but this is not a future relationship.
Okay.
Especially now that she's talking shit.
She's like reporting back to Peter. So they do all still like him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a certain charm.
He's the party guy. I get it. But like at a certain point, it's the same thing with
sorry.
Oh yeah, no, the like Versailles
the gaping
party.
shirts.
Oh, and his
and the pearls.
Like the front of a romance novel.
Oh.
He is the party guy, but it's also like that's the whole thing where it's like Catherine is so obviously right, but just slightly misguided because he is like just not a good leader or a good man. He is fun, but that does not make him good in any capacity. Mm-hmm. And so it's just sort of like, because the naivety that he has is in thinking that she's just going to fail and he's going to get his crown back. And it's like, she does fail a lot initially, but as soon as she realizes she failed, she pivots and is able to then even take his party away from him and make it her party so that people like her. And like the reason that he killed the ambassador is because she succeeded and he was going to like be on her side. And he can't have that.
I'm like, this is a good show. Yeah. Keep explaining to me what I just watched.
So I'm just like, it's so frustrating. And again, I think you're right, where like if they worked a little together, if he would compromise even for 1 inch, she would meet him halfway because she's very reasonable and he just will not.
And she's also good at tricking.
And she's good at tricking, but
for the most part,
he will not budge on. He's just like, well, this is the way it is. And so it's right. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way though. You can like make things better than they are. And the thing for him is that he doesn't think anything needs to be made better because it's good for him. Mm-hmm. Like he's having a good time and he has money and power and, you know, food and clothes and all the things he wants. But like, Russia's not a great place. Just saying. Like,
I've got a different idea. Oh, it's the same idea. It's the same idea.
So I'm so much more on her team of like trying to make the country better as a whole and like lifting everybody up, like a tide rises all boats kind of thing. And he just is like, well, I'm at the top and everything's fine here. I don't know why you're shouting about stuff, which is exactly how the French monarchs died. I just like.
We also had Gregor and Mariel. Apparently they're like old flames.
Yeah. They didn't actually go for it. They kissed a little.
It was reignited.
Yeah.
It is interesting.
He like though really does miss George and he's like he's letting himself be numb as opposed to feeling terrible, which is fair.
That foursome wasn't really doing anything for him.
He was like, I had a foursome this afternoon. I was like, your dick was not even in that woman. She said so. The
ambassador coming while clutching Peter's face, like direct eye contact.
Amazing. And Peter was like he was like, I mean, okay, but like, I guess, but he was like, I'm not sure.
So good. The baby shower was very, very cute, very fun. Peter looked straight up like Elton John. Like I said, he was like full.
Everybody, even like that's the best looking I've thought Gregor was the whole time.
Really?
In the whole series so far.
He has a certain appeal.
But he was wearing that French countryside shit.
They were all in pastels.
Oh my God.
I do love.
And he had rouge on and like a little ducky thing here.
I am a sucker for like men in just pansy shit.
Oh yeah.
Like just buy Fairy Tale on Amazon.com.
Also watch Marie Antoinette because Tom Hardy wears some of that shit before we knew who Tom Hardy was.
I thought the blonde guard was very cute, and I was very put off by his beard lights. I was like, oh.
He was really cute. But she didn't want that power amount. And the literal whole time I was like, she just needs to fuck Peter.
They're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
Also, she could easily like use that to keep him in line again. To like, if she were to make him think she might love him, that would work.
I am curious what the long-term, what the show looks like.
Well, it can only go for so long.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, the Archie cut off his own finger as like penance, and she was like, gross, I didn't ask for this. It's not
gross.
It's not worth anything because we just don't have similar vibes for the future of Russia. And he just was
a grand gesture.
But then she also was like, well, also you put 2 fingers in my mouth. And he was like, well, I got a little lightheaded and now I'm glad I only cut off the one. I'm just like,
well, because he's already down 1. So he has lost 2.
I think no.
There were 3 hands.
Oh,
there were 3 fingers
only 3
on
fingers
that.
left?
Oh,
well, no,
I guess
then,
no. Okay.
No, then Kiet, yeah. So I think she just bit them. I don't think she bit them completely off, but he was bleeding. So, but then he cut off the one, and I don't. Yeah. And Mariel is still trying to like poison her against what was his name?
Basil.
Yeah, Father Basil, but only because Archie doesn't like him. But I'm like, if there 2 of them are allowed, I just like don't. I need Archie to like work together. You know,
there is a lot of threads because we still have Orlo's Uncle Vanya.
Yeah, that is still.
We didn't mention the road. There's like apparently going to be a road across Russia.
When Catherine was high, and he was like trying to get her to like get something done, so then they could like be done for the evening. He was like, "What about a road from like here to like say there?" And that was his hometown. And she was like, "Perfect, do it." And so now they're really excited about the road, but they need money. And so he's like basically extorting Orlo.
Okay.
Okay. Because he's powerful.
On one hand, I'm loving this, but on the other, there's a certain amount of like 1 + 2 + 2 + 1.
What's happening?
Anyone who's a fan of this knows I'm kind of an idiot, so I'm like, tell me what I just watched. And then he did have a continuation of the meet cute with the teacher.
Yes, that was actually really lovely because I mentioned while we were watching that I was like, maybe he's demisexual and he needs like a intelligence, like a connection. What am I trying to say? Like a meeting of the minds, kind of. Yeah, there's a word for it that I just cannot get my finger on.
Isn't it like saposexual or something?
No, I don't know. But he needs there to be like an emotional and like
intellectual
intelligence
of the mind.
I can't get there. So he like needs that connection, or so like maybe if they have sex, it'll be nice. But she seems sweet.
There hasn't been enough nudity for my taste this season.
Was there a lot in season 1?
No.
Yeah.
it was one of few notes I had. But we've had a lot of furry titties bouncing around, but that was mostly
Nick Holtz especially. All out all the time.
And then so it's appreciated. So okay, well, we're gonna watch episode 5 and then we'll come back.
Yay.